Hi everybody, it's Jill here from St Matthew's Church. Hope you're all well. Mr Drake has asked me to do a short video for you to tell you all about St Matthew. It's the feast day of St Matthew on the 21st of September. The same St Matthew that our church is named after, and in fact that your school is named after. Matthew was son of Alphaeus, and his original name was probably Levi. A few of the disciples changed their names after they met Jesus. Matthew means gift of Yahweh, or we might say the gift of God. Here is an embroidery of St Matthew from our church. You can see the halo round his head, meaning he is holy. You can see his long beard. Most pictures of Matthew have a long beard. And he's holding a book. Matthew, we believe, wrote one of the 4 Gospels. Here is a picture of Luke and John from the church. You might remember it. And then there are 2 other Gospel writers, Mark and Matthew. You can see Matthew here in the red and Mark in the blue. It isn't totally clear, but some people think Matthew has written this gospel. He wrote it so that people would get to know the good news about Jesus by reading what he had written, and they themselves could get to know Jesus. The Gospel of Matthew is the first book in the New Testament in our Bible. Remember, there's the Old Testament and the New Testament. Matthew also talked to lots of other Jewish followers about Jesus all round Jerusalem. He spoke to them wherever people might meet and gather together. Matthew went from his home to tell people in person about Jesus, and he travelled to different countries and ended his life in a place called Ethiopia. If we look in our Bible, we can find the story of Matthew. Matthew was a tax collector. See all those gold coins on his desk, piling up? Can you see them? He was collecting money for the Roman government. Now, the Romans ruled all over Europe and parts of Asia. The Jews who lived in the area of Judea, which is where Jesus came from, did not like tax collectors at all. The Roman taxes were very high, which meant people had to give lots of their money in taxes. Look at all that money piled up on his desk. Often tax collectors charged extra money on top. On top of the money they had to give to the Romans, they kept a little extra for themselves. Understandably, people were not happy about this, but there was little they could do about it. See the man pointing his finger at Matthew? I don't think he's happy. Do you? Here we are looking at the story in my Bible. One day, Jesus passed by where Matthew was collecting his money. Jesus said, "Follow me." And Matthew did, and became one of Jesus' disciples. Matthew left everything behind. He left his job, his money, and he followed Jesus. Matthew just knew he had to stop what he was doing and follow Jesus. He knew Jesus was amazing. Matthew put on a big dinner for Jesus and his disciples and invited his tax collector friends. The Jewish religious leaders did not like that Jesus was eating with tax collectors. Can you see them peeking through the window? Remember, tax collectors were not liked by many people. But Jesus said to the religious leaders, "It is not the healthy who need a doctor, but the sick. Jesus was trying to say that he had come to help everyone, not just those that followed the law or the rules or went to the synagogue, but everyone needed to hear his message and follow his ways. Matthew was a disciple of Jesus. That means he lived with Jesus and followed Jesus. He was with Jesus when he taught and healed people. Matthew would have been able to see many of the miracles that Jesus performed. We can find out all about these things when we read them in the Gospel of Matthew.